No, that is not problem solved.
Done racing the truck.
We're keeping this car forever. That doesn't mean we sell it once we're done racing it. Nope, it's still going strong with your motor in it.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody would buy you though.
Shit, at a discounted rate maybe. Hey, what's up or what?
Yeah.
What's up everyone? We are in our garage. Gonna work on a couple of things with the truck while Tanya stares sadly at the incomplete Civic. We'll get back to that eventually.
Motherfucker, eventually.
Yeah, eventually. That's what it means. Because when we're gonna get back to it is the best time to get back to it, which may not be while we're here in Colorado. What are you doing?
Trying to push the truck out of here.
Why? No, it's just, so, I don't know, we still haven't made a choice, or we still haven't made a decision on that just yet. On whether we're going to start back up. You know, once we're kind of done racing the truck, which that's a whole nother story. We were supposed to be racing this past weekend, and in case you hadn't heard, we got rained out for that race. So it showed like 40 to 60% at all three tracks. So, I mean, we had Tanya ready to go, the truck was ready to go. We were basically ready. Yet the weather just didn't turn around, so the race didn't happen. So unfortunately, that's why we don't have a crap ton of video of that whole race for you. So it was, we got worst case scenario. We signed up for Great American No Prep Weekend, but that was before we knew when Rocky Mountain Race Week was going to be, because we were interested in both, but they hadn't announced the date for Rocky Mountain Race Week yet. Right after we sign up for Great American No Prep Weekend, they announced that it's that same week. So we knew we couldn't do both, and we were like, well, this is the first time we've ever done it. We're friends with the people that are running it. Let's go out and support their race. So we opted not to do it. So we didn't get to do Rocky Mountain Race Week because we wanted to do the Great American No Prep Weekend. And then the Great American No Prep Weekend rained out. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. That was just really bad luck, unfortunately. So that's the deal with that. As far as going back to the Civic, our plan was to decide whether or not to continue working on the Civic while we're here in our current house, in our garage, or wait until we go. We're actually going to be moving down to Texas and planning to get a nice shop on our property so that we can, you know, I guess work on it with more space, have a lift, like have a proper space to work in, and be able to do completely everything ourselves. I'm still not sure what we're gonna do. I think it'll be more efficient to do it when we get down to Dallas, but obviously we may be able to get it sooner. I don't know. So that's the problem, is it still might not get done up here because we're gonna be busy with, you know, trying to sell the house and then trying to find a new house and stuff like that. So I'm thinking it's probably gonna get pushed until we go down to Texas, but once we get down to Texas, if we have the situation that we're looking for, it should go pretty quick. We're gonna be able to just hammer that shit out. So we'll see, we'll keep you up to date on that. The good news in all of this is because we didn't do the race this weekend and we are 100% ready to race, we are going to be doing two races that we didn't think we were gonna do. So coming up, like, I think 2 weekends, is it 2 weekends from now? There's that one down in Pueblo.
Yeah.
There's a race down in Pueblo where Mike Murillo and Amarillo Mike are gonna come up, I guess. I mean, it doesn't really affect us because they're in a big tire class, but there's some decent prizes for the classes down there, so we're probably going to race that. The bigger one that we're really looking forward to, and hopefully we get to see a lot of you guys there, because I'm assuming a decent number of people come from out of state for the Street Car Takeovers. And yeah, so we're gonna do the Street Car Takeover at Vandermeer. Now, to do that, we have to take care of a couple of things that they asked us to do in tech. We got a couple of holes in the firewall that we need to officially plug off, and rubber valve stems on the front wheels, which is no big deal. We have some steel valve stems here. We just need to go get somebody to swap them out. And oh, there was another thing, not tech related, but something that I want to take care of so that we can go there on, you know, full power. Ever since we put in that cutoff switch, I didn't notice it until later on. Voltage has always been pretty low in this truck, around 13, 13.3-ish, somewhere around there when it was at its best. Since I did the cutoff switch, we changed up the way the wiring went and everything. And I looked at a pass earlier and it was all the way down at about 12.4 during a pass, resting at about 12.8 at idle. So it's not like it's being drawn down or it's the alternator's fault, because it's a brand new alternator too. Yeah, it's really low overall. And so we checked over everything. I took away the fans. I have 5 fans and a water pump for the intercooler, plus the fuel pump, plus anything else that it's running. It's a lot of load on it for certain. So I thought maybe it was just getting pulled down that much because maybe some of these fans are getting old. Turns out it wasn't that. I mean, it was a decent amount of draw. It was like 0.8 volts of drop when I unplugged or plugged in all of the fans and everything. So it's a decent amount, but it still should be, with them all unplugged, it was still only 13.0. So we want to try to get that up a little bit. So we did a little bit of troubleshooting.
I have dogs.
What does it say?
Goddamn.
Is that for the house?
Yep.
I did a little bit of troubleshooting and we found there was one wire that's a little bit undersized for its pathway. So it gets warm, and obviously that's that resistance is where some of our voltage is going. So I have some wire here. We're just gonna go ahead and do a bigger wire for that same run. I was gonna add another one, but I have some big ass wire that we're gonna just replace that run with. And hopefully that gives us our voltage back. So I'll show you that here in a second. No, that is not problem solved.
Done racing the truck.
We're keeping this car forever. That doesn't mean we sell it once we're done racing it. Nope, it's still going strong with your motor in it.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody would buy you though.
Shit, at a discounted rate maybe.
Not as fast then.
Oh, I forgot actually. We did a little bit of street shenanigans the other day. Got the new tires on it. It definitely needed some tires, but it was also the suspension changes I tried. So we went with a different direction on the suspension changes and with the new tires, and we went out on literally the crappiest road in Colorado, I would say. I don't know why people race there all the time, but it is a terrible, terrible road. And because a lot of hard tire cars, just your regular run-of-the-mill, car meet, they go out there, do burnouts and passes and stuff on straight up regular, tires like these, basically. And so it's got garbage dusting of rubber on there. It's dirty, and it's pretty crowned. Like if you start doing a burnout, you have to have somebody hold you, because your butt will go off toward the back of the road. So yeah, we gave it a whirl out there. Oh, and there's also rumble strips in there because it was used so much that the city ended up carving out strips in there. So the ones that you go over, it's like burp, as you go over it, burp, 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 burp. They put those in there, and so that you're actually accelerating over that portion of it. So literally worst case scenario. We tried one and I shot for the moon and it didn't work out well, and the second one that we did I think was very usable. Could probably take a little bit more than that, but it was safe. Like first run out there, only one doing the burnout, only one putting down prep in the burnout. I think that one would work. So here's that. So I think first things first, we're gonna change out that wire so that we can immediately test it. I think that'll be the most gratifying thing that we gotta do today. So I'll show you the voltage before we actually change it. And then we'll test it again after we change it. Let's see what it shows. All right, so this is what was going from the cutoff switch to the fuse boxes that everything is run off of. So this is what's in there now, and this is what's going in there. This is probably what we should have used in the first place, but this is what we're going from, and this is what we're going to. Slight difference. So we'll see how this does. This is 1/0. This is 2 or 4? Oh, 4. Yeah. So decent jump there. A couple sizes up. shouldn't have a problem anymore. At least the size of cable shouldn't be the problem anymore. If we still have a voltage drop, it's from something else. But keep in mind that I'm changing this out because I know it's improper and I don't like warm wires anywhere. But it wasn't hesitating. It wasn't blown out spark or anything like that. Even at full power, it was. I mean, I'm surprised that it wasn't, but it wasn't. So I mean, it's doable as it sits right now. And we just made a couple of passes the other day. So, but this will be more proper. If we can get better voltage in there, then fuel pump's gonna run better, coils are gonna run better, injectors are gonna run better, everything is gonna run better. More powers, the better. All right, so we got the wire changed out. While I was doing that, Tanya was working on getting this padding put in. I don't know if you can see that, it's a little bit dark. Getting the padding put in there, that was one of the things that Vandermeer told us we needed to do, which we did. I've had that padding for a while now. I just forgot to put it in. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So like you saw in that quick video clip, this was kind of what we were working with last time. About 13 volts. That was with all the fans and everything on. So they're all hooked back up. We'll turn it back on and see if it's any better. Alright, so like you saw, we got the voltage back up to where originally it was. It's never actually been higher than, well, it was a little bit higher than it used to be. Highest I've ever seen is like 13.5, 13.6, and so now it's 13. You having some trouble?
I don't know why I put it on before I got it.
Yeah, I don't know either. So yeah, now it's about 13.7, 13.8, which, I mean, like I said, highest it's ever been. So we'll see how that works out. It's gonna change the calibration just a little bit, but nothing we can't adjust for pretty easily. That's a lot. If it stays up around that range, I'm assuming it's gonna draw down a little bit during the pass, which it did before. I think at idle it was about 12.8, and then it would draw down to about like 12.5, 12.4 or something like that. So if it does still draw down from where it's at right now, it'll still be 13.4. I think that's plenty of voltage. I see a lot of other people's above 14. This car's just it's never been that high. I don't know if that's the alternator plug and the resistor that we're using in there. I'm not sure, but to me, it's just a drastic increase from what it was previously. So hopefully, maybe it even stays at 13.7 all the way down. That's just gonna mean stronger spark, better injector control, better pump performance. Anything that runs off of electricity is going to be in better shape. So pleased to see how much better that goes. I'd like to put it on the dyno and see how big a difference it actually makes in capability of power, but we'll probably just hit it up at the track and see what happens. But Tanya got the padding all in there, so yeah, hopefully it's not too, I don't know, I'm a little bit taller than you, so it might make me tilt my head a little bit. I'm not sure.
No, your head shouldn't be right there anyway.
So hopefully we'll be good, and Vandermeer will not get angry at us for not having padding anymore. So the only other thing that we got to do is make little plates to fill these holes, like that one, and then a couple of them back here, like where the AC used to be, where the wiper motor is. We'll make a temp one for that one. So yeah, only a couple of plates, and then we should be good to go.
No.
What else? Oh yeah. Well, yeah, but we can't do that here.
No.
So we'll get some, or we have some steel valve stems. We'll take it to like Discount Tire or something, have them swap them out for us. Then we should be good to go. as fast as we're allowed to go. These were just safety concerns that they had to even allow us to go to what we were legal to. So we're gonna see how we can do at Street Car Takeover with, you know, what we got. Technically, I don't think we're allowed to go any faster than 10.0. So we'll see if we can win the truck class with that. Who's gonna drive at Street Car Takeover? Are you driving or am I driving?
I thought you wanted to drive.
I mean, I want to drive. That doesn't mean I want to drive. That doesn't mean I'm going to. We'll see. We'll try to figure out. You guys tell me in the comments who you'd prefer go hand out some gaps at Street Car Takeover in the truck class. Me or her?
Me.
We should be good to go for the day. We'll get the steel valve stems done during the week. All right. So everything was working good. Tony got the padding in. I figured it's nice outside. It was actually supposed to rain, but since it hasn't, I figured we'd take it for a little cruise. Change the tires, so I feel a little bad because they're brand new slicks. Some other guys. I think Jim Hall's bringing his Mustang out. Randy has his Jeep out. Leroy, I think, taking his Nova out. Kim with her Mustang. Kim and Danny. So we're gonna have a little get together and some ice cream. Not sure if you can hear it tick or not, but so the motor definitely doesn't tick at all anymore. The motor sounds great. It's got new lifters and everything. Still sometimes after a long period of driving, sometimes you get a little bit of a tick. I don't actually know what it is. It might be the transmission. It's always kind of sounded like it was coming from the Bellhausen area. Might actually be. Well, I got here late, so I guess we're already heading out. Cars were out there. It was actually pretty fun. Everything went well as usual. Voltage stayed up. I'm going to monitor it on the way back home, but on the way over here it never went below 13.7. So I assume it's going to do the same thing. It always, while driving, was about the same voltage as what it was during a pull. So I'm thinking we'll have that voltage that we want during the pulls too. We might go testing this Friday. I'm not sure yet. I've talked to Tanya to see if she wants to maybe do a couple more passes. But so as usual, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Again, we apologize we didn't have the big race that we wanted to have this weekend, but we are going to be doing Street Car Takeover, so keep an eye out for that. do a little bit of testing right before then, but I think the car's pretty much ready. So we'll see you next time. You do have to stand up though at some point if you're gonna work on it. That's how car girls work on cars, right?